New opportunities are arising in the car industry. Did you know that in 2023, there's going to be an awesome month to buy cars? Hey, this is CeoTrades, where money works for you. Before we look at the car industry and when is most probably the best time to buy a car in 2023, I want to give you some information in reference to JetBlue, one of my investments that is unfortunately going sour for the moment. But it's good that you're aware of what's going on so that you don't fall into the same trap that I'm falling into, because most people aren't aware of these situations. And what do? We just jump in. So JetBlue is ready to merge with Spirit, and they allotted that they're going to start paying off the shareholders February 22nd and then February 28th again. But then Biden just released, just a little over an hour ago, the Biden administration moving toward blocking JetBlue Spirit merger. Political. Now, this is the wild thing, that around the same time that this news was released, someone made a purchase of almost 325,000 shares of JetBlue. What does this mean? Come Monday, there is a chance that the stock is going to rise. There's going to rise. I don't know if I can get the actual graph on here. Let me just see if I can, because I had to expand my operations and use different computers because I am using more and more of the RAM that's in these computers, and I need to expand and I need to upgrade my systems. Let's see if this graph will do some justice. No, it does not. It doesn't show what actually happened, but the price is somewhere around 836. It's actually higher than what it says here. And that's all I can show you right now. So let's look into the car industry. Number one is auto credit availability tightened again in January. Why is there less credit available? Number one, when the pandemic started, a lot of people who were not using cars, who don't have to use cars, thought it was a good idea to get a car so that they avoid crowds. And that's what people did. So when they started, great, it was a good price to buy. But then soon enough, things started to increase immensely, that the cars doubled in price or went up like 50%. It's insane. We were ready to buy a car and we had to wait. But now this is news that is going to affect those who are trying to buy a new car. They're going to have a tougher time trying to get credit. Those who are trying to get a used car will be able to get easier, but the interest rates are much higher. All auto loans index. You can see here that it was a higher than expected between January 2022 all the way pretty much from January 2022. It just descended right towards the beginning of December, went up a little, and it just shot down. Now, what does this mean for you and me? Let's keep looking at this. Used car prices unexpectedly spike again as inflation fears return. Why is this happening? Because a lot of people who bought these cars, now that this pandemic seems to be over, gave back their cars, or they're being repoed. And the used car industry has so many cars to sell that they're going to have to sell a lot of these cars at a discounted rate. When is this going to happen? Well, we have an estimate for you. To be sure, the January price was down 11% from a year earlier, but the monthly increase may signal an ominous trend. The principal reason for improving used retail auto sales early in 2023 is the price decline in retail that was a product of last fall's wholesale price declines. Now, there's more information in here. Used vehicle value index. You can see this chart here. I'm going to show you the zoom up chart in a moment. Wholesale used vehicle prices on a mixed mileage and seasonally adjusted basis increased 2.5% in January compared to December. The Manheim used vehicle value index. Very important to know that Manheim used vehicle value index rose 224.8, down 12.8% from a year ago, 12.8% less in the cost of vehicles. January's increase was driven in part by the seasonal adjustment. Non-adjusted price in January was an increase of 1.5% compared to December. Now, let's keep taking a look here. Here's the chart. You can see again, it rose, right? And all of a sudden it dropped. What's going to happen come the end of January, it's going to drop some more because less and less people are able to purchase cars because they're so expensive. The car prices have to come down. Tesla's already come down a good 20%. The other car companies are going to have to do the same. Here's the difference per different types of cars. A compact car is minus 10%, luxury cars minus 14%, price changes for selective market classes year over year. So there's minus 14% for mid-sized cars. Pickups is the one that has the better sales, but it's still down minus 8.4%. SUVs is down almost 15%. Vans almost 11%, 11.2%. And the total on average is 12.8% down. That's amazing, right? Now, this is another trend this was in January 22, and all through the year, it just went downward trending. It picked up a little in January, but it's going to go right back down. Now, in reference to the news, there's a lot of news out there. I just want to let you know that the news will constantly change. There's news that Bed Bath & Beyond is going to close its stores in Canada. Robinhood wins dismissal of shareholder lawsuit. S&P 500 turns in worst week so far for this year. Obviously, it's the start of the year, so that's going to happen. And there's a lot of other news in here that is worthwhile reading about. And we already told you about the JetBlue and Spirit merger, how Biden's trying to stop that from happening. Car production remains well below pre-pandemic levels. Pre-pandemic, you see it was much higher up here. Look at that. It's down lower. And the cost, because there were less cars to go around, everything increased in price. Demand and supply. The best month to buy a car. When is the best month to buy a car? It is right in here. Where did I see this? According to US News and World Report, May is ideal because it's when the winter and spring auto show seasons have stopped and new vehicles previously on display are coming to dealer showroom floors. Get ready, get set. When this happens in May, it's also a good time to probably pick up one or two stocks that deal with cars like Ford, Tesla, and so on, Chevrolet, and some of the other companies that you can find out there like Toyota. This is CEO Trades, where money works for you. Until the next one, have a great one.